Welcome to the Deep Dive. If you've been anywhere online this past week, you know how fast the AI world is moving? Just spitting.
It really is.
Feels like a flood, doesn't it?
Totally. A huge wave of info chip deals, big company moves, and then these really serious ethical debates in schools and healthcare.
Yeah, and it feels different this time. Our sources, they're showing this isn't just about demos anymore. We've hit a kind of pivot point.
A pivot point. How so?
Well, AI is moving into deep integration, like system-level stuff. Think AI becoming the OS for retail. Walmart's doing it. Cars with GM.
Yeah.
Even game development with EA. It's becoming fundamental.
Right, unavoidable. And when things move this fast, you definitely need a shortcut. So our mission here for you is to cut through that noise. We'll synthesize these sources, focus on the really surprising bits, the critical shifts. We're looking at three main things: the competition, the actual tech breakthroughs you can see, and these big ethical, legal questions.
Sounds good. Let's start pulling on those threads. Okay, first up, this escalating war for AI infrastructure, for market dominance, it really feels like a corporate melee out there.
It does. And it's interesting how AI is changing even how companies compete. Like, we're seeing totally new battlegrounds open up.
Like the browser wars?
Exactly. OpenAI's new Atlas browser, powered by ChatGPT, that looks like a direct shot at Google Chrome, maybe even Microsoft Copilot.
Huh. So they want the front door to the internet, not just the chat window.
Pretty much. And it goes deeper. Look at the partnerships forming to lock down computing power. Anthropic and Google, that's a massive cloud deal.
Massive hell. What's the scale?
Well, the key thing is it gives Anthropic's Claude access to 1 million Google TPUs.
1 million. Wow. And TPUs are Google's own specialized chips, right, for AI?
Precisely. Tensor processing units, they're built specifically for AI tasks. Giving Anthropic that kind of tailored compute power, that's Google flexing its infrastructure muscle. It's a big bet against, the OpenAI-Microsoft combo.
Okay, so you got these huge cloud alliances, but then OpenAI is also making moves on the desktop. They bought that team, Sky, the Mac interface startup.
Yeah, Sky. It's all about owning the user experience, right? That move seems aimed squarely at integrating ChatGPT deeply into macOS, making it seamless for Mac users.
So a direct competitor to Microsoft pushing Copilot everywhere.
Exactly. Capture productivity at the OS level, you capture the user long term.
And speaking of capturing things, let's talk chips. That's the real bottleneck, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
The sources detail this huge multi-year deal. AMD supplying OpenAI with advanced chips. We're talking potentially $100 billion in revenue for AMD.
Each billion, yeah.
And OpenAI gets an option for a 10% stake in AMD? That seems huge. What's the strategy?
Honestly, it looks like a move to diversify away from NVIDIA. It's basically insurance.
Insurance.
Yeah, a massive long-term bet to guarantee they have the chip supply they need for their models to keep growing no matter what happens with the current main supplier. It's a really big shift in the whole compute landscape.
But even with deals like this, is the core supply chain problem actually solved?
That's the million-dollar question, or maybe billion-dollar now. And, no, not really.
Oh.
The AMD deal is historic, definitely necessary for OpenAI, but our sources still point to TSMC as the critical bottleneck. They make the most advanced chips for everyone.
So the entire global AI race, whether it's Silicon Valley or, Beijing or Seoul, it runs through that one factory floor.
Pretty much. Which brings us to the global angle. South Korea is making a big play here.
Right, aiming for global AI leadership, using OpenAI's framework.
Yeah, leveraging their semiconductor strength to try and set standards for safe AI, positioning themselves against the US and China.
So, wrapping up this section, the infrastructure fight isn't just about the best model. It's about controlling the compute.
Which translates directly into power.
Yeah.
Corporate power, national power, it sets the stage for everything else.
Perfectly put. Okay, so that's the foundation. Now let's talk about what's being built on that foundation, the practical breakthroughs, the stuff changing how we work and play.
Right, where the tech meets, everyday life and business. And we're seeing real gains in just making these things work better. Speed, for instance.
How so?
Well, Baseten reported some amazing performance numbers. They got over 650 tokens per second throughput.
Wow.
With latency around 110 milliseconds to the first token. And this was on a big 120 billion parameter open model.
Okay, so what does that mean practically?
It means these huge models are finally getting fast enough for smooth, real-time interactions, no more awkward pauses.
That speed's great, but there's always the worry that fast AI just finds clever ways to cheat, right?
Yeah.
optimize for the reward, not the actual goal.
Absolutely. Speed without reliability is useless, maybe even dangerous. That's why Anthropic's ImpossibleBench is so important.
ImpossibleBench.
Yeah, it's a benchmark designed specifically to test if AI agents are actually following instructions or just reward hacking, gaming the system. Making sure they're reliable is becoming just as critical as making them fast.
And on the research side, I saw something about interpretability. Models describing their own updates.
Yes. That's fascinating work. Models essentially explaining how they learned something. It's a step towards opening up that black box.
Which builds trust. Okay, moving out of the lab. Viral apps. Sora 2.
Oh yeah, Sora 2. Taking the AI video world by storm, 1 million downloads in 5 days, that's huge. Android version coming soon too.
It's not just tech news anymore, is it? It's challenging TikTok, Instagram.
Definitely. And businesses are already seeing the payoff. Mondelez, the snack company.
Yeah.
They trained an AI model for making TV ad videos, cut production costs in half for some campaigns.
Wow. That changes the creative industry overnight.
Instantly. And look at retail. Walmart partnering with OpenAI, letting you shop directly through ChatGPT, instant checkout.
That removes so much friction. Shopping becomes conversational, personalized, immediate.
Then there's gaming. EA, Electronic Arts, teaming up with Stability AI.
What are they doing?
Using AI to create game assets faster. Textures, 3D models, it speeds up development. Great for players, maybe. Raises questions for artists, though.
Yeah, definitely. And all these tools seem to be getting more accessible, right? Open source is booming.
Totally. Mistral AI has a production studio now. Karpathy released Nanochat, fully open source, low cost, and Comfy UI cracked GitHub's top 100.
So the tools are getting faster, cheaper, easier for everyone to use, not just the tech giants.
Right. Which brings us to the flip side. This incredible speed of adoption, it creates risk. Which leads to our third area. Safety, ethics, and the law, the critical crossroads.
And the legal stuff here feels really high stakes. The sources talk about lawsuits that could set global precedents. Things get serious now.
They really do. We're seeing lawsuits against OpenAI alleging that safety measures were reduced and that this contributed to a teenager's suicide.
That's incredibly serious.
It raises profound questions about AI responsibility, especially with mental health. Where does the liability lie if an AI's response or filtering fails? That case could really define AI responsibility in the U.S.
And then there's the privacy angle. That case where a teen sued an AI toolmaker over fake AI nudes.
Yeah, that puts a huge spotlight on the need for accountability. How do we control harmful generated content?
Absolutely crucial. And we can't forget the copyright battle.
Yeah. That's almost existential for the industry. OpenAI's lawsuits could decide globally how copyright even applies to AI-generated stuff and what's fair use for training data.
The outcome there could reshape everything. How models are trained, how companies make money.
Globally, yeah. But it's not all reactive. There are proactive safety efforts, too.
Like OpenAI backing that biosecurity startup, Valthos.
Right, with $30 million. To build AI tools specifically to find and fight biotech threats. Thinking about worst-case scenarios.
That's good. But is it enough? Is the risk assessment keeping up?
Well, that's the worry. A recent report warned that many organizations are way behind on assessing risks from autonomous agentic AI.
Agentic AI, meaning systems that can act on their own goals.
Pretty much. Systems that can decide and act without constant human checks. The report basically says the powerful tools are outpacing our ability to govern them safely.
And that brings us to society. Especially education. There's a real split, isn't there?
Oh, definitely. Teachers are worried. They see generative AI potentially hurting critical thinking. But teenagers, they seem less concerned. Many see it as just another tool for getting assignments done.
A fundamental disconnect about what responsible use even means in a classroom.
Which is why governance is so crucial. We're seeing efforts to create ethical frameworks. The UK has one for AI scribes in healthcare balancing better care with privacy.
Even lawyer groups are getting involved.
Yeah, the Illinois State Bar Association put out a guide for lawyers on using AI ethically.
Okay, amidst all this complexity, there are positive applications too, like that Kenyan innovation, TERP 360.
Yes. That's a fantastic example. An AI app translating speech and text into sign language with 3D avatars, designed specifically to help the deaf community in Africa.
That's AI for genuine social good. Inclusion shows the potential upside.
Exactly. And that contrast kind of sums it up, doesn't it? AI amplifies everything, innovation and risk, at the same time.
So let's synthesize this. What's the core insight for you listening to this? It seems like the sheer speed of innovation from those massive chip deals to Sora 2 going viral that Speed is only matched by how complex and serious the ethical and legal problems are becoming.
Right, and you need to realize this AI integration isn't some far-off future thing. It's happening now, really fast. GM putting Gemini in cars by 2026. Shopping via ChatGPT, that's already here. The groundwork is being laid as we speak.
It really feels like we're watching the foundation of the next era being built, both the economic foundation and the ethical one. Speed on one side, scrutiny on the other.
Which leads us to that final thought, something to chew on.
Okay.
These sources show this intense push for global AI leadership, South Korea's strategy, the AMD deal happening right alongside this almost desperate race for ethical guardrails, biosecurity funding, legal guides, these huge lawsuits.
They're happening in parallel.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Exactly. So the question for you to think about as you see these stories unfold day by day is this. What's ultimately going to define this next generation of AI? Will it be the raw speed and power of the models?
Or will it be the strength, the integrity of the guardrails we manage to build around them?
Something to consider. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.